Hi everyone, welcome back to the Soul of Stella. It's Sam here with another pick a card reading, and this one is all about your love life in the month of November. We're going to look at who, what, when, where, who is coming towards you in the month of November, or if you're already in a relationship, take it how it resonates. Of course, with tarot, take everything how it resonates. Don't let anything take from you. Remember that you do have free will in the 3D, and so does anyone else that comes up in your reading. No matter if their higher self is showing up and saying and doing one thing, they need to be able to have free will in the 3D. So ground yourself, take a deep breath, set an intention for what you want to receive when it comes to love. Maybe it's not about relationships, romantic relationships. Maybe it's about friendships, family love, another kind of love for you, love of self. Okay, set an intention for what you want and then choose your card based on that intention, based on your intuition. This is pile number 1, and you've got the Scorpio card. This is pile number 2 with the Pluto card, which is ruled by Scorpio, so that's interesting. Or Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, I should say. And you've got the Pisces card for pile number 3. So 1, 2, 3, timestamps are below. I will see you in your reading. Let's get into it. Pile number 1, this is your reading all about your love life in the month of November, and you got the Scorpio card. That's the card you chose. It's called the Animal, okay? So this feels like a transformative time in love for you, a time when you might be feeling quite passionate. Maybe you're having like a bit of an awakening sexually, intimately, whether that's with yourself or with someone else. Maybe you're meeting someone that's quite mysterious, that catches you by surprise and has you maybe acting in ways and thinking in ways that perhaps you haven't before. So let's have a look. You've got all that glitters here and now in the reverse. Okay, so this feels like someone who maybe isn't in your life right now. And time to go. Yeah, I do feel a transformation in terms of you may need to let go, because the Scorpio card in like the major arcana in tarot is death energy. So it is a letting go and a rebirth kind of energy. All that glitters feels like something that has a lot of positivity to it. Let's get a deck. Actually, I think I might use my Rider-Waite. I don't really use this in public readings, only because I've written all over it. But yes, let's use it. Who is coming towards pile number 1? It feels like someone who almost is too good to be true, but who also disarms you, unmasks you, okay? And it could have a lot of promise and potential with all that glitters. Who is coming towards the Queen of Pentacles? Who is coming towards pile number 1 in the month of November when it comes to love? 3 of Pentacles, Empress energy, and 3 of Swords. Okay, a lot of 3 energy because the Empress is number 3 as well. So 333, you might want to look up angel number 333. That's all about expression. Now, in saying that, so is the Empress. Very like creative, very abundant. So is the Queen of Pentacles, abundant. Now, this could be a work situation, and it could help you to heal a mother wound in meeting this person. But I must say, there is an energy of this could be a same-sex connection, or it could be one that is with someone that already has children. Okay, there's a lot of feminine energy on the table here, but it is like coming from a mothering place. You can clarify the Empress. The 8 of Wands in the reverse. This person could encourage you to reconnect with the idea of having children, reconnect with your own children, or reconnect with a mother figure. Someone that you may have lost touch with, and someone that you don't see eye to eye with necessarily, where there hasn't been clear communication, where there hasn't been much joy, but it feels like there wants to be joy, like there's pleasure underneath. Because the 8 of Wands is a very like fast-moving, communicative, banter, like backwards and forwards, flirty messages kind of energy, but the Empress is like, I don't want to do, like some of you might not want to get involved with this person for fear that you may become pregnant. Like I'm too fertile for this and I can't have that pain again, okay? If this is something that you don't want, or if it's something that could, it's kind of like ruin me, okay? So take that how it resonates. A pretty specific and hardcore kind of message. But again, this could be someone that's coming from the work situation, someone that's very stable, even someone that like runs a business from home but has a job at the same time. And it does feel like you could meet this person through friends. Why the Three of Swords here? Why the Three of Swords? Describing this person, Hangman. Yeah, it could be someone that you have waited for, okay? So if it's not someone you're in contact with right now, it's someone that you knew from the past or that you feel coming in your future, but there's a waiting period. And the Pentacle energy is a slow-moving energy, and the Empress takes 9 months before something gestates. And this is the Eight of Wands. It's like after 9 months, maybe we're finally starting to talk again. After 9 months or 8 months, we're rebirthing something. Now, this could be you're right in the middle of the quiet phase. You're right in the middle of the I need to take 5 kind of stage, because you've been mothering yourself, because you've been mothering your money, you've been taking care of business, okay? Like a mum would do. And I know I'm saying that, but gender is, it's regardless, right? It's the idea of being disciplined enough to get things in order because you care about something. The way a good mother would raise a child. It's like, I'm tough on you in this area and I'm disciplining you about this particular thing because I want you to be successful. And that's what's showing up here. A grounded, stable, almost homebody kind of energy. Someone that is a good networker for sure. Someone that wants to contribute and collaborate, but only with people that are really going to help them birth something amazing into life. Now, if you're the divine feminine here looking for a divine masculine, this feels like someone who has perhaps been doing the role of both parents for their own children, okay, if they have children. Or they see you as someone who is very elevated and kind of unbothered, like not even looking for love right now because you are looking after yourself. Tell me more about this person. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. The Magician in a blockage position. Yeah, it just feels like everything I've wanted, but not right now. Okay. I don't normally pull this, but let's get a timeline card on that. If I can find those cards. Is this happening now or at a later date? It doesn't feel like it's now. It's like maybe you need to know about it right now because you need to be focused on getting your money right. Tomorrow. What do you mean by that? Because that feels like when a new day dawns and there's that radiant light that's coming out of that card that looks like all that glitters, right? It's like when something feels better and you've got these yellow cards that are the like 2 major arcana cards here, and a court card. It's like this yellow light. It requires personal power. It needs you to be in your personal power before this is going to come through. And the reason you need to know about this in the month of November is because now's the time for you to future-proof yourself. Now's the time to transform and get unstuck. Okay, with this scorpionic energy, ruled by Pluto, it is a little bit destructive, but it's pushing you to your power. It's pushing you to your intensity. It's pushing you to wealth, and it's going to feel intense because, like, you don't want to suffer the way you've suffered before. But because we adhere to constructed time in society, it feels painful that we're having some distance at the moment. What do you mean by tomorrow? When's the timing of this coming in? Not in this lifetime. I get the feeling you may be starting to wonder if you're ever going to find love. And I just heard again, so it could have been that you're carrying a lot of past hurts, but you need to move that through. And one more card on timing. You need to like let that go. February. Look, take that loosely. Like I said, it's a construct, and I know some people really like to know that next full moon. So you can manifest at any time. You don't have to wait for moon times to be able to do that. What's the bottom of this deck is the Ten of Cups, okay? So there's a lot of potential for new and happy and everlasting kind of love coming through. I really like that word, everlasting. But it's like, it requires you to see that. It requires you to get the muck out of the way. It requires you to see it, take the mask off yourself and oversee your future now. And see how this person is letting go, but they're running towards an archway. Right in the distance there, they're running towards an archway. They're running towards this, you know, beautiful rainbow arch. They're running towards balance. They're running towards, a just future where you do have someone equal, give and take. You do have someone investing in you. I do feel like you might meet this person now and you might dream perhaps about this kind of life with this person, but you put it aside. But just don't get in this headspace where it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. I do feel like it's just urging you to put the idea out there and then get back to work. And I don't mean like work yourself to the bone, but I mean like do the work of letting go of past hurts and becoming the kind of person who gets what you're asking for, that feels like a new rose on a new day. Like that even looks like a brand new day. It looks like a brand new morning. So I'd say set some intentions to move forward. And you can see this little like steamboat kind of situation, party boat even, in the moonlight there, that is having like this gestation period of knowing, just because it might be quiet on the flirt front, just because I'm feeling in a pause stage in my life, I may not be dating, or I may be not giving my partner as much, or they might not be giving me as much. We're working on things that are important. I'm working on things that are important to build a solid foundation and keep that solid foundation, so that I can have the freedom to go when and where I want. That isn't letting go of emotions. It's almost like the emotional field around you is taking up so much space and making things darker than they need to be, because you've got all this yellow that wants to shine through. It's like, this needs a polish up. Your vision of love needs a polish up right now. And when you think about the full moon and manifesting what you want, it's almost a celebration of what I'm about to call in, of what I am calling in, what I'm about to step into, what I'm about to realize that I have the potential to create for my own life. Who is this person? They could be a leader. Yeah, they could appear to, and I do feel like you look at this person like they may be on a bit of a pedestal to you, but it's like they wouldn't be interested in me because maybe I have kids, or because I am who I am, like because I'm too creative for them and they seem too practical. But it's like you look at this person like they have plenty of options, but so do you. You also have plenty of options where to get love from. Yeah, this is a divine meeting. It feels like you were meant to meet this person. So I do feel like it's someone that, if you haven't seen them for a very long time, it's fated that you meet them again. Or if it's, and don't get hung up on that, it could be someone that you're not even aware of right now. Or it could be someone that you by chance meet and you're like, wow, this person's very intriguing. Yeah, and there does feel like there is like a spark, but it doesn't go anywhere just yet. It's just delayed. These two are just delayed. And again, timing doesn't matter too much. If you're meeting this person tomorrow, please let me know in the comments. Come back and tell me straight away. But it does feel like this is a spark of something new that inspires you to transform. And if this is in an existing relationship, it's a spark of meeting the side of someone that perhaps you haven't seen for a long time, especially if we've been having a period of having children and it's like, I lost myself, okay, whether that's you or someone that you're with. It's like you see a spark of old them, or you see a spark of like a new version of them peeking through. Now, this is really interesting, how resourceful it requires you to be, how almost like the instant attraction of someone regenerates you, but it requires you to almost be obsessive about becoming the person you want to become. Obsessive about believing the opposite of this, that not in this lifetime will I be alone. Not in this lifetime will I miss a chance like this. My eyes are wide open and I'm so ready to let go, but so ready to continue to build, expressing yourself. So I'm ready for growth. Now, growth, saying I'm ready for growth, meeting someone that inspires the growth, we know that it doesn't happen overnight. We know that it takes time. So I get the feeling that with each 3 weeks, actually, let me say with each 3 months, right? With each 3 months that passes, you're going to realize just how much you've grown. You're going to kind of check in with yourself and go, wow, look how far we've come. Look how far we've come. Look how far I've come. What's the potential? Like, why is this person coming in? Yeah, because there is potential for growth. And I do feel like this person adds to your life. Like, this is someone who does bring something to the table and who might see in you a different kind of spark. They want to invest in you at work. They say, look, I'm going to be your coach or trainer or your mentor or something like that. Or they have something to bring in terms of, oh, I just heard they have their own children. Okay, so I think I said that before. They could have a little girl, but it's like, I have more to bring than just, and I'm also hearing inner child. So a playful person, but they're savvy. But I also feel like you're hungry to learn more, and that it's mirrored by their hunger to find out more about you and to give to you. You'll know what's for you, and you'll know that this person is like meaningful to you when you meet them this month, or when you re-meet them this month. It could also be something that you don't really, you have a little dream about them, you have a little daydream about them perhaps while you're staring directly at them, and perhaps it's like you're daydreaming about all the things you would say to this person. But I do feel like it's something that it's not like public knowledge. It's not, we're not talking about it out loud right now, like, wow, I'm going to marry you one day. You're not saying that forthright. There's just this underlying kind of quiet confidence and this inspired action that seems to take place. Okay, I was about to ask like why you're meeting this person this month. It's because you could have been on the path. It's like a little divine intervention is what I feel with this Wheel of Fortune. A little divine intervention to say, hey, it's not over. It's not over until it's over. It's really testing this idea of not in this lifetime and flipping it on its head. Well, what? Not in this lifetime. What? That I won't give up. That I won't... It's almost like because I'm so hurt about things, or because I'm carrying a lot of hurt around, and you might not realize what kind of... I actually even feel like this could be... kind of looking at someone who is so good looking that you think they would cheat on you. Okay, that's quite specific too, but you almost are being careful here. And that is a good thing, because slow and steady is winning the race. Slow and steady, and especially if there's a workplace connection here, and that might require diplomacy, it might require some outside hours kind of contact. It's got to have a slow build here. So this has come into your life so that you don't kind of throw yourself out of the picture altogether. You actually flip the picture around. And then you'll take a leap of faith. Then when the time is right, when the offer of passion comes through and it's spoken out loud, for right now, I just feel like it's simmering and it's an exchange of glances or something like that. Or it could be a little innuendo, something that was said, but it's within the work realm or within a realm where we have to like play it safe for right now. Okay, we've covered who, how, why. What's the advice? What's the advice yeah, don't sweat this. Like, there's not really anything you can do about this. What's interesting about the Nine of Swords is that the reality when you wake up is usually not so bad. It's just the demons in the dark that we kind of give power to. And again, coming back to that idea of your solar plexus with all this yellow, that you have to be in touch with the source of your power. And that's where Scorpionic energy is intense, because you realize no one's giving the power to you. It's coming from within. It's yours. You had it already. It's abundantly there. It's just been dormant. It's just been secretive. It just needs to have, instead of it becoming a destructive force and like gaslighting yourself and manipulating yourself with the Magician in the blockage position and the Fool that was in reverse before, it's like, no, I'm going to take this deep resource of primal energy and I'm going to be thorough in executing a change of thought, okay? Because that's an independent thing for you to do, okay? And when you can kind of like lay your head back and go, there's no monsters under my bed, I'm okay, and you're laying on literally a very decorative, again, yellow bedspread quilt cover here, you realize there's a whole story to be woven into that already. Like, you can't fear something that isn't yet real. Like, fear is false expectations that appear real. And so we need to flip this and seek out through, you know, pushing around in the dark a little bit. Like, oh, I'm okay. Like, you touch a wall and you can flick on a light. You're seeking spirituality. You're seeking answers. You're seeking expansion of finances, definitely. Expansion of family, perhaps, if you're in a relationship. Okay, you're seeking the full picture. This is helping you to reach a higher level of love, which it's honestly been a message that's come through all year. So very interesting one at that. Actually, I want a different advice deck for today. What's the advice here for pile number 1 when it comes to love in the month of November? This isn't to say that you won't feel love. I actually feel this is unblocking like a lot of, I want to say arteries, right? It's unblocking a lot of arteries for your heart to feel more and more love. Leadership, yeah, I do feel that. You've got Libra energy, some balance coming through here. You've got Cancerian energy, the 6th house, so yeah, work, health, okay, so it could even be at the gym, okay, getting myself a stable routine at the gym. A healing modality that you're engaged in, something that you perhaps a retreat where you invest money and it's like a timeline itinerary kind of thing, or if you're doing some kind of mission work or something like that, going on a project, kind of working on a project together and you meet this person. Something to do with your daily routines and taking your power back in the mundane, I guess, and finding inspiration in the mundane. With the Libra energy that's coming through, it feels like there is a time to be diplomatic. There is this time to even like plan ahead. Okay, so if there's conversation happening, it's not venturing into the flirty stages just yet, but that's where it feels like a project. It's like a plan or an itinerary. And you've also got Gemini energy here, so communication between you two, but it seems to be like intelligent communication, or community-based kind of communication. This could even be an online connection. Let's see what it says on the back. Plant your own garden and decorate your own soul instead of waiting for someone to bring you flowers. Yeah, that's really, I know, you know, a lot of readers will tell you there's always someone coming towards you, and there is, but it doesn't always move as fast as we hope. And I think that that's quite a realistic point of view. And for some of you, that's what you want to hear. You want to know that I'm going to plant this. I'm going to get feedback from it. I'm going to adjust my watering of this plant. I'm going to check on it every day. And eventually I will reap the rewards from this relationship, from this communication, because I want to count on something. I want all that glitters. I want a higher love. but I also don't want to be hurt again. So I'm willing to wait and work on it until it's just right. Okay? So love on yourself and love your own garden, okay? Bring yourself flowers so that this person knows how to treat you. That is always such an important message in these readings. So do let me know if this resonates in the comments below. I hope that was useful. If you'd like a more personalized reading, if this really did resonate with you, you can book a private reading with my Etsy link in the description box. But I like this for you. I think this is quite sustainable, very much so. If you're looking for the long term, this is a sustainable way of going about it. So good luck. Wishing you all the best. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading all about your love life in the month of November. You chose the Pluto card. Pluto rules Scorpio, and this is all about transformation. It's renewal. It's utilizing something from within as well. Sometimes it could appear like murky, okay? The smoky quartz here, the smoke and mirrors, it's like, wait, I can't see what I'm meant to be seeing here. It's because you're in the thick of it. Now, this actually feels very tied to pile number 1 already. So if you were drawn to both, that's not wrong, okay? I just do feel like you're I'm hearing the word like restocking. Restocking yourself, I guess, full of love. And taking something that perhaps was explosive, maybe there was an intense breakup, okay, with the volcanic kind of action there, where some vultures might have tried to come in. You saw people's true colors, and you're just like, hey, I'm just going to go within for a sec. I'm going to compost. And instead of letting this like eat me alive kind of thing, I'm actually going to grow from here. I'm going to focus on me and get better. So I do feel like this can feel extreme, but so much can be revealed as the smoke clears, okay? It's almost like a new landscape. So not just is your heartscape new, I do feel like it gives you fresh eyes to see perhaps people in a new light. So what is happening for love in the month of November for pile number 2? Yeah, a change in the wind. That's card number 12. The 12th house is all about your shadow self and hidden desires. Okay, so you're like, this is helping me assess what I really want. Like I said, extremes. So hidden desires and maybe some fantasies and addictions, and you're like, I want what I want and I'm not going to apologize for it. You've also got serendipity. This is card number 18, and happy card number 26. So I feel like it's like a blessing in disguise right now for you. The changes that you're going through, especially if there was a breakup, is for the best. To lead you to chance encounters, which again was mentioned in number 1, but if you don't feel like it's for you, just stay here. And a moment that feels like everything was perfectly aligned. You were at the right place at the right time for a happy new experience to come. And I also feel like this is you catching the star. If this was your tower moment, this is the card that follows the tower, which is the star. And it would be like you bringing the star down from, above and putting it in your hand. It's like I'm so close I can touch it. So you own your hope, you own your healing, and it becomes you. So this does feel more progressed in terms of it's here now, you're holding on to it. You're cracked open with happiness as a result of the earth-shaking experience. Okay, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Who is coming towards pile number 2? I'm hearing standing on solid ground. If anyone watched Boy Swallows Universe, I'm pretty sure they played that song in that show. Bloody great show, by the way. Okay, so you've got an Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Wands upright, and the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune showed up in pile number 1 too. Knight of Wands is passionately coming towards you. Why is the Ace in reverse? Why is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse? It's just like, like, it's almost like something was too good to be true. And that's why it hurts so much. Like, oh, you want this? Oh, no. But that's, that's where it's like a leopard won't change its spots, but like you're what you want is a zebra. I don't know. There's something kind of it's grounded change. This is quite spiritual. This card just feels quite spiritual to me. It's almost like something was, you were protected. It's like one of those carriages from Bridgerton that like a princess is carried in, or someone noble is carried in, and you were protected from the wind. And you think about a windy day, right? People start driving crazy, they start acting crazy. You feel crazy, like your mind feels scattered. If you're out and you're getting a gust of that wind, you're like, oh, it gets in your ears. You can get like ear, nose, throat infections, which can affect how you choose to see something, how you choose to hear something, how you choose to feel something. And so with this 12th house energy, it's helping you to see into your unconscious. Why the Ace of Pentacles in reverse? Yeah, right. This feels very nice. If you didn't get what you want before, you're getting it in this situation next, okay? Now, if you're in an existing relationship, you need to take this how it resonates for you, because this is kind of saying, I was about to give you a ring. I was expecting to get engaged, like something like that. I was about to get a new job, but instead I'm getting engaged. Like it's losing out on one thing so that we can move in together, or it's just a delay on that thing so that the romance can get to a new level where we can truly celebrate it. Especially if this was something other than, like it was outside of the scope of romance. If this was, we had to move suddenly, if this was someone's past and there's a huge change that comes from that. If it's a loss of a job, okay, there's a new job and there's a new love offer and there's a new groundedness coming from what was the rubble of the past opportunity. You didn't get that as a result of serendipity. You start to see why these changes were happening the way they were happening. I do feel like you've got someone very passionate, very romantic, someone that feels like they're a little nervous around you. Sure, they're acting cocky and confident. I feel this person has had quite a bit of transformation themselves, almost like they're trying to cover themselves in armor because underneath they're quite see-through. With the gecko and the fish on the clothing of these knights, it's like they're translucent underneath. I'm just a baby underneath. I'm just a big softy underneath. I'm going to charge forward. I'm going to be forthright, but I'm still scared. That's why I'm armored up. That's why I'm protected. And especially if they've been rejected from you, maybe this Ace of Pentacles is that you had to reject someone for timing. Not had to, but like, not wanted to, but had to for timing reasons. Who's the Knight of Wands? Who is coming towards pile number 2? Yeah, there's that energy of rejection. It could even be that you needed to get in a better mental place, or you asked them to get in a better mental place. You're like, hey, you've been through it. Let's not do a knee-jerk reaction. Let's let the changes unfold. But it's still there. It's like the idea is still here. It's lingering and it's about to come through. Wow. 6 of Cups. Yeah, it's like we had a chance before. There's been a moment before. We've had some history together before. You make me feel brand new. You make me feel like a child. I want to have children with you. I have children, and this is why I'm a little scared, but I'm still acting from this place. And from a place where I'd like to stabilize things. I'd like to make this official, an actual relationship, an engagement, a marriage, or moving in together. So in saying that, what's the Wheel of Fortune? The Page of Pentacles. Here's the offer. Now, this is why it doesn't feel brand new. It's like, this is not new news to you, but it's also now happening at exactly the right time, this serendipitous time, in a way where it's now divinely aligned that this wasn't going to take away the shine. This wasn't going to take away it's like there was doubt planted for whatever reason with the smoky quartz, and now you get a clear look at something, and now my intentions are clear, now my path forward is clear. So this feels solid, like a solid commitment and solid relationship that ignites a lot of passion between the two of you. If you're not wanting to get pregnant, that came up in pile number 1 as well. There's a lot of fertile energy here, yeah. And 2 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So the star here again mentioned is this energy, and I'm just going to cover her up. Is this ownership of my state of happiness, this ownership of knowing that this was destined all along. This new beginning, this new offer, this passionate new beginning, this new creative idea, it's your destiny as a result of certain things aligning exactly how they should. I use the time cards for pile number 1. So let me choose one of those as well. It does feel like this is something that you maybe had another offer or opportunity, or there may have been another time, but we had to neglect that. We had to make the decision to go with the thing that we're most passionate about. We had to go in the direction that we're most passionate about. So if this is moving, it's moving towards passions. It's moving towards a safer harbor. It's also perhaps moving back to a hometown where someone grew up, and it's rejecting other offers as a result. It's like you have to say a few no's in order to get these yeses, and even to the same person. Okay, I know I'm speaking quite high level, but next year, goodbye 2020. That's interesting. Look at the masks. I don't think anyone else wants to remember that period, but okay. You could have met them online in COVID. You might have, it could have been a New Year's situation with goodbye 2020 there. But again, I don't like bringing up the reading, like the past reading. But if you are coming from pile number 1, the mask is taking the mask off of a belief and realizing that all that glitters is right in front of you, and that it's a mindset thing. When you release resistance, when you release the resistance for things to be perfect, and for, cycle, it's almost like cycles need to play out the way they're going to play out. And if you keep trying to force things, it's not got enough time to compost to then neutralize, or what can I say, like add the right nutrients to the soil to come up in the right way. The plants have to regrow from the root level, from the source. And it's like, if it's not done correctly, like nature doesn't rush. And same with rebirth, and okay. And that was an extreme situation, and we're talking about extreme transformations going on here. This is not something that like is just, oh, so we were in a situationship, like, should we be boyfriend and girlfriend now? Okay, yeah. And it's just a non-event. This is extreme. This is something that is definitely changing. Yeah, and patience required. Okay, so maybe you've been waiting for a long time, and that's where it's like, now we're moving forward. Now we're making decisions. Now we have to communicate. Now we're focused on assets. Now we're focused on, do we need a loan to get somewhere? This could be even choosing between 2 jobs. Okay, I said that before. But it's choosing the one that feels more spiritually aligned, and one that perhaps your partner, it's like more in line with finding the right partner, putting you in the right place at the right time, like I said, but also balancing a relationship. This is the job that helps you to have the best of both worlds. Yeah, when you release resistance. Oh, June just wanting to pop out there. Okay, so there's a mid-year kind of check-in going on there. That could even be someone's name, is what I just felt. Okay, 5 of Cups. Why is pile number 2 meeting this person? Why is pile number 2 needing to know this information right now? Because you need to focus on the positives and let go of the grief, and because you need to, part of your stroke of luck here is increasing finances. So again, a new job or a new home that solidifies passion that inspires creativity, okay? That then helps you to be your wealthiest self. It's setting up two people in a relationship with a family, generational wealth. Yeah, Page of Pentacles showed up before. And so this is that offer, Page of Pentacles again, but it also showed up in pile number 1. It's that offer that isn't new, but it's still here, it's still fresh, and it's still like, we don't have all the answers, but we have a plan in how to get there. So you're meeting this person because it's destined, because it's serendipitous, because it's synchronized. Okay, you might be seeing a lot of signs, and it's building an investment. It's working together. It's paying off. It's the payoff for looking after something, looking after a relationship, looking after your body, looking after career, and aligning all those things that, you know, it's all part of love, is getting all the parts of your life in order and feeling good about it. Like, if your love life is the only thing that's good in your world and your money is funny, is your love life really that good? Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the times karmic relationships can feel extremely passionate, but your money will be funny. And this doesn't feel like that. This feels like your money's getting good. So this has to be a good relationship, because although it's starting to pick up speed and it's really like moving in a new direction, and there's actual solidification of the relationship here, and you're in a really happy place, it's only getting better from here. It's going from strength to strength to strength. Bottom of the deck is the moon. So you may not see or believe how that's possible just yet. But again, it's bringing up things. So it's work through your fears, but also work through your hidden desires about, well, okay, if this is going to get really good, how good do I want it to get? And how good do I want to feel? And what's going to make me feel that good? Expressing those things with each other will help you to unmask. All right, let's get a advice card for pile number 2. What's the advice for pile number 2 for the month of November when it comes to love? If you aren't already aware, I do little mini readings as well for all the signs. So go watch your sun, moon, rising sign for the November love readings on the shorts. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, the link is in the description for my Etsy store under every video. Okay, very specific message. Oh, wow, luck. Yeah, this is like the kind, it's lime, okay? So it's the kind of energy. It's the kind of energy that everything that you've worked hard for is about to pay off. And it's the kind of energy that may seem sour at first. It's got this very Capricorn kind of energy to it, okay? It's like dogged determination for something, but letting go of how it happens. Like giving it to God is how it happens, and that's your stroke of luck. When you surrender to the how is where your luck comes through. It's also card number 31. Breaks down to 4, so that again is solidifying a home. Oof. Throat chakra needing you to express yourself honestly, okay? And maybe you need like some citrus to clear the throat. But that 4th house of something that is long-term, something that is going to nurture your genetics, going to nurture your ancestry, going to nurture your family moving forward, creating solid foundations from which we can continue to build and manifest. So let's have a look. Many things grow in the garden that were never sown there, right? When the forest rejuvenates after a period of bushfire, transformation, complete and utter what feels like destruction, it renews with such intensity that things will grow there that haven't grown there in 15 years, okay? And there's luck in that. There's serendipity in that. There's 4-leaf clovers in that. Don't go cutting everything down when there's still hope hidden in plain sight. It just needed that rejuvenation time. So sometimes the things that you think, oh, I invested in that a long time ago and it hasn't borne fruit yet. Okay, maybe you invested in this in 2020, but you had so much resistance and you needed to be patient for the seed to even come to the light, especially when it comes to especially when it comes to the kind of relationships where you have a set timeline of, I wish I could be engaged, or I wish we could be married by that time. It's like, especially if you're comparing yourself to other people around you and you're like, oh, by this age I should have had this, by this time I should have done that. But you guys as a couple, or you as an individual meeting this person, everything is exactly how it needs to be. I do hope that helps. I'm going to hold up that card for you. Let me know how it resonates in the comments below. Of course, I love to hear from you. And you guys can kind of go off each other and say, well, good luck to you. And thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate it. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, the link is below, like I said. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great month. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading all about love for the month of November. You chose the Pisces and Mystic card. Okay. So this feels like something that either you're in a very healing relationship, you're about to meet someone in a very healing relationship, or it could happen in a way where it's almost like a dream come true, dreamboat kind of person that makes you feel like believing in miracles, I guess, that makes you feel like you could have a safe place for your love to land. Interesting. Actually, that's not the deck I want to use. What's at play here for pile number 3? Loyal heart in the reverse. Yeah, I have a loyal heart, but it hasn't had a place to land. Birds of flight here. It hasn't been reciprocated. You've got community. Okay, so you could meet through a healing group, a meditation group or something like that, maybe on retreat. It feels like there's a lot of possibilities here, a lot of like lots of people come and go, lots of people are introduced. It also feels like something that could even be work-based as a community. Or it feels a little magic. Like both of these feel quite magic. So take that how it resonates. I feel like all piles have been very connected. So if you've been drawn to all of them, I'm not going to mention it too much. Clean it up in the reverse. I think you've kept your side of the street clean. So now it's like, okay, I'm not escaping from anything anymore. Pisces can often get a bad rap for being like on another planet, but you're not escaping anything anymore. This is your truth. This is who you are. This is what you are wanting to call in. If people think that you've got very dreamy ideas about love, hi, yes. I can relate, but you're like, I don't need to justify that to anyone. I want what I want. I want the fairy tale. And especially if you're of a certain age where you're like, hey, I've waited this long. I'm not going to settle for anything less than this healed. I want someone to adore me. I want a spiritual connection that maybe doesn't make sense to anyone else. And I'm okay with that. Okay. So I feel like you've done a lot of work, especially when it comes to your shadows, your unconscious. Okay. Who is coming towards pile number 3? This could be someone where it's like hard to get to you. Okay, maybe you're in a position of leadership. Maybe they are. Okay, the star. Yeah, you or them. So one of you is in a position of leadership. I feel like this person has you on a pedestal regardless of your position. King of Wands, yes. 7 of Swords, Ace of Cups. And 3 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the Death energy, which is that scorpionic energy that's been through a thread through this whole reading, as with the star. Okay. I do feel like there's like a reason to work with this person, a reason to talk to this person, a community that encourages you to talk to this person. I do feel like you've got someone here that is a spiritual leader or a boss of some description, someone that has like a lot of creative energy. They might have their own creative business. And again, it feels like either this person is hard to pin down, hard to talk to, or they find that about you. But I feel like you shine a light on this person. So what you're seeing in them is only a reflection of yourself. And I love that. I think that there's a requirement here. This is very different, but I'm hearing body of Christ, and you can actually see this like dove of peace with what looks like the body of Christ there, right? Someone who's au fait with tarot symbolism will be able to tell me more about that, but I'm still studying like there's so many intricacies in these cards, especially because I don't often use the Rider-Waite, and you might have noticed while I was shuffling, like this is my Rider-Waite that I've written all over, like there's writing all over this one, so I don't really use it publicly, and therefore I don't look at these exact images all the time. But there's a requirement here for self-love. Now, you have to treat your body like it's the body of Christ. That's kind of what that message was coming through as. It's not so much a religious thing. It's more of, I want you to value yourself before you value anyone else. I want you to get really familiar with your own body. And I feel like you've done that. And that's the requirement. And I do feel like there's nothing to fear here. These two swords aren't crossed. So whoever's like leaving your life is leaving for a reason. Whoever like needs to go, needs to go. Wherever there's conflict and you're choosing to stay calm, that is a good thing. Wherever someone may have tried to pin you down to like their level, especially if they were argumentative, they were gossipy, if this is friends, family, whatever, it's clearing the way, and it has cleared the way, I feel, for this person to have a clear road to come towards you, because they feel the love emanating from you that is the love that you give yourself. So therefore they're giving you the love that you deserve. Okay. Now if you are asking someone to set you up, I do feel like that's important too. Clarify the King of Wands. Get a few clarifiers on this. Strength. This could be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be. I was clarifying the Three of Pentacles here. You've got the Two of Swords and the Magician. Okay, so yeah, you aren't blind to the magic of things right now. You aren't blind to how powerful you are. Okay, this energy. If there's any lurking doubt, you've done this work for a reason on yourself. If there's any lurking doubt that you can't trust yourself to choose the right person, you have to look at where that's coming from and why it's coming up, because everything that's presenting to you is saying you have enough self-awareness, you have enough courage, restraint, and determination to believe that what you manifest is what you think about is what you're bringing about. How you love yourself is magnetizing someone amazing towards you. I also think that if you're seeing that at its base level, they want you to see it at its highest level. They don't want you to be brought down by the small thoughts of people. My favorite thing about the Five of Wands is that when all these people put their sticks down and they stop squabbling, they can use these sticks to build a bonfire of, you know, what would be like an Ace of Wands, a passionate new beginning, or they can use it to build a ladder that would be the Chariot or the High Priestess, getting out of a low level situation, a lower level thought process, a low level work situation, and elevating. And the King of Wands is an elevated position. The King of Wands is someone who has a spiritual level of belief and values that align to their life, that have the drive and willpower, a plan, a creative idea, innovation. They have growth mindset, strategy to see something through, because they know that's my destiny. They've followed their North Star. And I do feel like you've called in someone who is your equal. You've called in someone who you can actually trust. And I do feel like you're going to have blindfolds on to the BS that you used to put up with, to the BS that you used to perhaps tell yourself as well. Now here's the Five of Swords that we were addressing in the Seven of Swords. Here's that energy of walking away from arguments. Here's that energy of protecting your own mindset from people that are like, oh, it's too good to be true. Oh, you're a dreamer for thinking that could ever work because that person's not on your level. You know who the F you are. And so block out the noise, okay? Choose your battles, but choose them with yourself, okay? Choose them with, choose your battles with yourself over anyone else. Like, of course you're choosing your battles with other people, but like, mind your mind, is what I want to say. Mind your mind. Okay. Why is this person coming into pile number 3's life, or why are they prevalent in pile number 3's life and love life in November? What's the reason that they're here? Why are they showing up? 4 of Pentacles. To build on something, to stabilize something, to help you unblock your heart chakra, to move things forward with clear communication, to help you see that you don't have to do everything alone anymore. To help you also see where like wish fulfillment can also come not just from money but also from love. That's a different kind of message coming through there. And that you are so close to having a mutually beneficial relationship where it does exist. You're so close to that. I do feel like this person wants to protect and provide for you, and that's not a bad thing, okay? Regardless of their gender. There's the 7 of Swords again. Why is the 7 of Swords such an important message in this reading? Queen of Swords. Because you're learning how to assert yourself. I also see you kind of putting earplugs in. So that's that kind of energy, the 2 of Swords, where it's like I choose my thoughts, I mind my mind. And look at the butterfly on her head in this card. And that's very much this like, you know, I choose to believe in miracles kind of energy. I allow the universe to take the wheel. I co-create with the universe. And even that kind of language might really throw some people off, but you're protecting that. And you're learning how to speak it from a place of confidence and from a place of authority that people can't argue with, because even though they think they could take pity on you, or they think it's illogical, or they think it's impractical, they can't deny that you have a beautiful presence and a beautiful essence, that no wonder you have to protect it. You're not a bad person. You're not spiritually damaged because you have boundaries and authority, and you say no and you don't need to justify anything. You're not a bad person for dipping out of friend situations where it just feels like these people are bringing me down. It's part of your spiritual hygiene, and I bang on about this all the time. If you follow me on Instagram, or if you've ever read any of my blogs, spiritual hygiene is a huge factor. And that's why I say, like, if I have a personal reading with you, I do not remember anything. And that's why you always get a fresh reading of the energy, because I tap out. I have to tap out, or otherwise I don't know my own thoughts from your thoughts. I don't know my own energies from your energies. Like, I do know my own, but I don't want to carry yours around with me. It's a privacy thing. It's also just something that frees me up to be able to channel more. It's something that I've learned to do, and honestly it didn't take much learning, but it's a learned behavior for you to be okay with it, to come into ownership of it, right? And it's a gift because who you are is such a gift to the community, because who you are is such a gift to anyone that you're around. It does require protection, but they get the most of you when you get the most of you, not when you're left with what's left. It's like pouring into an empty cup. You really have to, there's overflow, and that's the state that you have to be in for the work you do, for the relationship you're in, for this very spiritually inclined relationship. I feel like you two are very enigmatic. Like, people perhaps don't, they're confused by you, and that's okay. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. They're confused, but they're allured, okay? Allured. They're allured by you. You're very alluring. Yeah, Knight of Cups. I feel like you guys maybe have a lot of PDA, or you just have natural chemistry that people are quite intrigued by. They don't understand. They're very confused, but they're like, wow, these two have fireworks. Like, these two are very, very sweet to each other. Almost like you don't argue. You have very diplomatic conversations. You have very level-headed conversations. You are very forthright with each other. And I don't know why other people's opinions are such an important part of this reading, but it's like perhaps you've come from I'm hearing like sterile background. Okay, so perhaps you've come from somewhere where it's very religious or it's very one way and you weren't allowed to believe in magic, like fairies don't exist. Very interesting, because I was about to use the fairy tarot deck, but lots of different characters that I'm not quite familiar with yet, but it's fun to play with. And that I feel is very much your energy. It's like you've played with spirituality in the past, but now you're starting to live it, and your relationship is on a spiritual level. You're like, God damn, it's true. Like, I know it's true. This is so it. Okay, let's get a time card here for you, because I got it for everyone else. What timing is important here? Faster than you think. Now, I just heard a Fiona Apple song. I literally think that's the lyric. I can't even... I heard it and then it left. From the album with the huge name. If you know, you know. I also love that, like, ink pour kind of fluoro paint vibe. That's fluid art, okay? So that's your relationship, fluid art. And that's faster than you think. The communication, the like unshackling of your heart space, the togetherness is faster than you think. And maybe that's why some people are judging, gossiping. At night, city vibes going on here, and festive season. So yeah, things are moving quickly between the two of you. This Three of Pentacles does feel like a secret meeting, or I bring a friend, and it's an at night situation where drinks are shared, and it's like over these drinks you guys are realizing we're meant to be together. There's tomorrow, okay, that came up in pile number 1. So there's a thread of energy going through all of these. And I love it. This is such a beautiful reading, because this is the... I'm hearing... Nope, just lost it. Okay. There's so much coming through. This is what I'm seeing. Like, overflow. So many words that describe this, that it's almost like you become more eloquent as you engage with this person. They pull out like a poetic version of yourself. It's like a celebration of love. But it's for everyone to see. It's not behind closed doors. If there's a nighttime meeting of this is not something that's staying behind closed doors. This is something that the very next day the world knows that we're together. Okay. And I feel it elevates both of you. I feel it helps you to overcome any mental neglect is what I just heard. Okay, so if you've been neglecting your mental health. So the advice here for you is wholeness. Yeah, this is beautiful. Wow. And it's very unique. You've got this angel number 33 coming up. You might want to look that up. But it's very expressive. It's like we're two expressive people. We're two people who are on a growth path. We're two people who speak the same language, okay? So even though you might speak different languages, there's an understanding here. There's a perception here. There's a curiosity here. There's a fast movement here, because it also, the third house talks about transportation and like travel in a technological sense. It's like a speed train, a bullet train. That's how this relationship feels. But there's a lot of backwards and forwards kind of communication from a growth perspective. Okay, so we're talking about the future immediately. But this is Black Mulberry. It does feel written in the stars. It does feel like maybe you manifested this. Maybe there was some spell work around this. It feels like other people think that these two independent thinkers, these two free spirits have met each other, and they're going to create something absolutely incredible. But it's also coming from a place of they're going to birth new ideas. These two have got something cooking. Okay, let them cook. Okay, little things seem nothing, but they give peace, like those meadow flowers which individually seem odorless but altogether perfume the air. Okay, little things seem like nothing. It's like, yeah, just saying yes to that one night out. All those nights that you've worked on yourself. Now you're going out and celebrating. Now you're seeing friends. Now you're saying yes to a community network thing. Maybe you thought that there was never going to be a soft space for a sacred space for your heart to land, a safe space for your heart to land. But you're running amongst these meadow flowers, which, you know, you stop and smell one and they don't mean anything. But there's, you know, plenty of fish in the sea. You might meet this person in a crowded community space. But there's one person that makes everything seem so much brighter. Okay? There's one person that makes everything smell so much better, taste so much better. You're becoming more alive with each other. It's healing everything about you. And if you were coming from pile number 2 or pile number 1, there was this energy of like the virus timeline. Okay, so it's almost like you've got your sense of taste and smell back because of this person, and it's a spiritual miracle. And I don't mean that, I mean maybe it's quite literal for some of you, but it's more of a metaphor. I'm going to hold that up so you can read that quote for yourself. Excuse my messy handwriting. Screenshot if you need to, but wholeness, that's what this connection is. This feels like a sure thing. And that's your advice. I love this for you, pile number 3. Let me know how it resonates in the comments below. I love to read your comments. If this feels very particular to you, or if you want to know more about your love life in general for the month of November, you can book a personal reading with me in the link in the description box to my Etsy shop, and go and watch your November minis, your sun, moon, rising, and maybe even your Venus sign for those little mini readings. They'll be in the shorts section. Good luck. I'm wishing you all the best. This seems like something that's going to progress forward really steadily, quickly, and then steadily in terms of stability. Okay, so it's something that you can count on. So it'll be interesting to see what 2025 holds for you in love, and that video will be coming soon as well. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.